My apologies for the delay. Had to take care of a few things in the house. Hope you guys are doing great tonight. We have a live stream watch along for the Leagues Cup opener, Toluca versus Columbus Crew. Huge matchup, in my opinion. A lot of people believe that Toluca is the best team in Liga MX. So we have a big game tonight. We have the first game tonight. Should be fun. A lot of news happening in Major League Soccer, a lot of news happening in global soccer in general. Hopefully, we have a good game tonight. Hopefully, it's competitive. Hopefully, it's fun to watch. Hopefully, you guys are enjoying it. Got a couple comments. Mr. says, "Hi, Will. Glad you could join us again tonight." Eric says, "Arriba Las Chivas." He said, "Sup, bro. Hope you're having a good night. Hope the game is good." Baba says, "Where is this match?" I want to say that it's in Columbus, if I'm not mistaken. But let me just double check on that. Let's see here if it tells us the location. Let's see. Let me zoom out. Yeah, so it's at Columbus. We are back. Sorry about the inconvenience. Don't know exactly what happened. Damn Xfinity. If it goes out again, I'm just gonna call it. I'm just gonna say it, it's over with. The night's over, is what it is. But we are back right now. I apologize for the inconvenience. Let's hopefully this thank God the game hasn't started yet. Thank God the game has not started yet to ruin our time, right? Ruin our time to not be able to watch the game. So hopefully things are back in order. Let me just go ahead and update that we are back on. Sorry about the inconvenience. Okay, so let's read some of his comments. I had a $20 super chat from Barry, a good friend of the show. He says, I don't want to like this nonsense tournament, but I find myself wanting this tournament to be bigger and more meaningful. I am excited about it, honestly, and we'll talk about why I'm excited. I mentioned this a little bit in my video with Bobby. He also says Apple TV is how I'm watching. I think Paramount Plus have it as well. I think this is an Apple TV exclusive. I don't think anyone else has this. Cute Kenny says hi. Baba Kanda says hi from Turkey. Appreciate you. Juve says Ricky Puig gonna have to save our season if he plays. If he plays, I think there's a chance he might play in this tournament, but we will have to see. By the way, guys, if you haven't already, make sure you like the stream down below. We got off to a rocky start. The internet connection, shat the bed. It just absolutely went out. Make sure you like the stream down below if you haven't already. Let's have a good time. Game's about to kick off. Toluca versus Columbus Crew. No internet's going to keep us down. We're going to push through no matter what. Rando says, welcome back. All good now. Yes, everything is good for now. Everything is good for now. We will see if that happens. And thank God it resolved itself before kickoff. Mr. says in the UK, Virgin Media is exactly the same. Is that the internet provider you have? Juve says, when this was the first announced, I thought it was going to be a Europa League type of competition. Yeah, hopefully one day that we'll be able to see like a secondary Champions League where teams that might not be the top four in their respective leagues can play in another tournament. Jesus says the League's Cup prize money should be way better, in my opinion, if this cup is to attract Liga MX teams. No Name says this night there's no wine for me, but still enjoyable due to the stream and Zen. Kenny says welcome back. Rando says there's other games on. Is it what is TUD and how do you pronounce that again? Like what is the acronym for? Probably just for Liga MX teams. Mr. says, yep, it's my broadband network. And he says, Will got the McDonald's Wi-Fi, JK. Hopefully not. Hopefully not tonight. Hopefully not tomorrow. I will say this though. Good news. Let's just check the update and see. Yo, 8. Okay, well, I got to cover part of this. Look at this. 8,000 subs. We hit 8K. Let's go. Let's go. Hit 8,000 subscribers tonight. That is an incredible achievement for the channel. Absolutely incredible. Very happy to hit 8K. Hard work pays off. Biggest MLS content creator, giving you guys all the news, live streams, emergency live streams, all the content possible, watch alongs. Hard work is paying off, which is great. Love it. 8K. Let's do it. Let's get to 10K. 10K is the next objective. Hopefully, we hit that by the end of this year. A lot of good soccer left to play. A lot of good soccer left to play. Francisco says, where is this game being played at? It's being played at Columbus. But I think technically Toluca is the home team. It's called Leagues Cup Shenanigans. Leagues Cup Shenanigans. Mr. says you deserve it, mate. Appreciate it. Rando says congrats. Kenny says good stuff. Good stuff, guys. Only the beginning. Only the beginning. Also too. Oh, oh, Barry with the $80 super chat. He says 8,000 pennies. Barry, thank you so much. I appreciate it. 8,000 pennies, 8,000 subscribers. I really do appreciate that super chat, my friend. And thank you for always tuning in to the live stream watch alongs. Um, it's incredible. I'm glad I get to do this for you guys, and it's very fun. And I hope that I can continue to help the league grow in the right direction and be a voice for you guys. And entertain you guys at the same time. And Barry, I appreciate that super chat, my friend. I appreciate your all your support that you show the channel. It's been a pretty active game so far. A little empty. It's out of bounds. Very empty stadium. Don't know. It felt like Leagues Cup. I don't know if you guys feel like this, but it feels like Leagues Cup has been promoted very slowly this year. Like today and yesterday is the first time that I've seen uh, Leagues Cup really get pushed by the league, by the official page. It's the first. It's the first day I've seen that. So hopefully this picks up. The new format is awesome, I think. We are not gonna see any MLS versus MLS teams. It's only Liga MX versus MLS, which is good because we don't have to watch boring matches we already see that mean nothing. And I think that this is really going to I do still wish that this was played in Mexico, but I feel like this is gonna be more fair to really compare and contrast Major League Soccer versus Liga MX, and there's only 18 MLS teams. Only 18 MLS teams, only 18 Liga MX teams. So MLS doesn't get more swings. They don't have 30 teams in this. I think it's a lot more balanced, a lot more fair outside of them not playing in Liga MX or Mexico. Ooh. Juve says, how can Leagues Cup gain more importance? I think one of the ways they could add some legitimacy to it, there's two things. One, needs to be played in Mexico, obviously. Two, I think it needs to be I think a Mexican team needs to win it. I think a Mexican team needs to win this tournament in order for them to really for the legitimacy to increase. Because if MLS just keeps winning it, then it's not gonna really do anything. It's not gonna really do anything unless we see Liga MX. And I think you guys watched the prediction video. I think that Liga MX could win it. Now, I don't know which team is going to win it, but I think there could be a Liga MX team that wins Leagues Cup this year, which would be a good thing, which would be a good thing, in my opinion. Who do you guys think is going to win the Leagues Cup this year? And by the way, we're doing this stream. This will probably be the only stream I do tonight because I did a live stream earlier for the Thomas Muller to Vancouver. We will do a live stream watch along for Inter Miami versus Atlas tomorrow night. We will be doing that, and there will be a post game recap. There might be a post game recap after this game, depending on what the scoreline is. And also keep in mind, if you don't know this, Columbus just signed a striker. His name is Wessam Abu Ali from Al Ali of the Egyptian League. Scored 28 goals in 36 appearances for the Egyptian Giants. If he was playing in this game, I think that Columbus would have a much better chance of winning this game. But that's an incredible signing for Columbus because they desperately needed a striker after they lost Cucho Hernandez. Cucho Hernandez, obviously was the runner-up for the MVP in the 2024 season. So losing a player of his caliber is would be detrimental to any team, right? So having a replacement for him who's a lethal finisher is going to be crucial and beneficial for this team. And I think that Columbus has a serious chance of competing for the MLS Cup final. By the way, how much more competitive is the Western Conference than the Eastern Conference? It's actually insane. It's actually insane how much more competitive the Eastern Conference is than the Western Conference. If you took the fifth Western Conference team, or excuse me, the fifth Eastern Conference team, and you put them in the West, they'd probably be on top of the league. That's how deep the Eastern Conference is. The Eastern Conference is super deep. Now, Toluca, I did a little research on them. They purchased this goalkeeper or got him on a free transfer. His name is Pau Lopez. And then they also got an attacking midfielder from, I want to say it's Elche of La Liga. So they brought in some reinforcements. This offseason. And a lot of people DMing me and messaging me on Twitter talking about how Toluca is the real deal. The real deal. Mr. says Apple and MLS has been really bad at promoting themselves. They're terrible at promoting themselves. They do it way too late. This should have been promoted months ago, weeks ago. Should have been promoted weeks ago. But I think once it starts picking up, and they see certain players playing in this tournament, and they see the teams playing in this tournament, it's going to pick up traction. Now, if Mueller plays in this tournament, if Sun plays in this tournament, if Liga MX makes any big signings, this thing could blow wide open. This thing could blow wide open. I think it's already gonna be popular because this is where and this is why I'm interested in it, is because we're going to see Rodrigo de Paul make his debut. We're gonna see him make his debut for Inter Miami in Leagues Cup. That's the coolest thing about it. Ari says, "Is there an automatic qualification for the CCC?" There is. So the top 3 finishers of this tournament make the CONCACAF Champions Cup. So the winner makes it, the runner-up makes it, and then there will be a 3rd place game between 3rd and 4th, and the winner of that game will get the 3rd spot. So there are 3 CONCACAF Champions Cup spots open for or in this tournament. But the problem is that one of my issues with this tournament is that when you have all 18 teams playing from Liga MX and the top 18 teams from MLS playing in this tournament, it kind of devalues CONCACAF Champions Cup because CONCACAF Champions Cup has teams from Guatemala, Jamaica, Honduras, Costa Rica. They're obviously not as good as these Liga MX teams or MLS teams. So you're weeding those teams out, and you're just having all Liga MX, all MLS. So it feels like this tournament is higher quality. There's better teams playing in this tournament. So even though it's kind of funny, even though this tournament is going to give spots for the CONCACAF Champions Cup, it feels like this is a harder tournament to win and a more important tournament quality-wise. The only issue, like I said, is the fact that they don't play in Mexico. It's only in the United States. But with the way that they're and by the way, Columbus are great so far. They're moving the ball very well. I think that one of the things that they could do is they need to win. There's 36 teams, like I mentioned. 8 are only gonna advance. 4 MLS teams, 4 Liga MX teams are gonna advance, okay? What they should do is when they get to the quarterfinals, the Liga MX teams, the 4 remaining Liga MX teams, if they're a higher seed than the MLS team, the top 2 seeds, they should have to play on the road. Meaning MLS teams, like, they should have to on the road. They should be able to play that game in Mexico, and if they did that, it would help out a lot. I think it would. Ian says, "I only knew about this from hearing it from you." Yeah, the promotion's been terrible, like I said, it's just not been very good. But like I said, I'm excited because there's less teams, I like the format better, and I like the fact that we're gonna see some big name players in Major League Soccer debut. Last year was just kinda underwhelming. I mean, Messi didn't play. There really wasn't any like, who was even the biggest signing? Oh, penalty. Penalty for Columbus. Foul on Gazdak, or Gazdak was fouled. Penalty for Columbus Crew. Keep in mind too, guys, it's another important thing. This format is going to promote the team with the most goals. That was definitely that was looked like it was a handball and a foul, but it's gonna promote oh god, that was definitely a foul. Holy sh did you see that kick? That was definitely a foul. But this tournament is gonna promote it to where the teams that score the most goals and concede the least amount of goals are gonna advance. So, it's you really can't lose any games if you wanna advance. You gotta play the best game you possibly can play. Alright, see Diego Rossi can convert. He had 6 goals in Leagues Cup last year, won the Leagues Cup. Columbus Crew, the reigning champs, beat LAFC in the final. See if Diego Rossi can convert against Toluca to go up 1-0. 11th minute. Toluca coach looks like he's wasted. Maybe he is. Oh, Diego Rossi converts. Columbus grew up 1-0 over Toluca, the Mexican new giants, is what they say. Jesus says Hugo Gonzalez replaced Pau Lopez because he was Mohamed's favorite goalkeeper, and Pau Lopez made too many errors and was dropped 6 months later. Hugo Gonzalez. Hugo Gonzalez. Let's see. Hugo Gonzalez. I'm looking him up right now. Oh, okay. So is Pau Lopez, was he signed earlier? Yeah, I don't see him on the roster. So Pau Lopez is not on the team anymore, huh? Interesting. I thought Pau Lopez was a new signing. Oh, okay. I see that now. So Pau Lopez was on a loan deal with Toluca. Now he's at Betis. Okay. So he played for Toluca. So he's not the starting keeper now for Toluca. He played on their team in 2025, I think in the Clausura part of the season, or is it, I always get confused with Clausura and Apertura. Barry says, "What kind of celebration was that?" I don't know. Oh, oh, gotta finish that, man. Mister says, "The only thing I remember from last year is Cucho being on MVP level form." He was. If it wasn't for Messi, he probably would have won MVP. What a pass from Russell Rowe. That was a beautiful pass by Russell Rowe. You gotta finish that, man. God. Yeah, finishing in MLS is very questionable, as you guys know. Let's see, Funes Mori. Oh, they just signed Funes Mori, right? They just signed him on a free transfer from Monterrey, if I'm not mistaken, right? Nick Smith said that's a very interesting celebration. Barry says, "Was that a Jurassic Park promo?" So it might have been. Diego Rossi might be a paid advertiser for the new Jurassic World movie. He might be. Might see him in the movie, who knows? Keep in mind too, Toluca is, oh my god, another chance. Gaztek's gotta finish that. Columbus looked really good so far. Now look, we gotta take this with a grain of salt because they are playing at home, but man, Columbus looked pretty good. The Crew are looking lethal right now. Guys, make sure if you haven't already, you like the stream down below. We're at 17 likes. Let's try to get to 50 likes before halftime. We got 32 minutes. Smash the like button if you haven't already. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Share with a friend if you haven't already. This is the beginning of a big tournament. Month left. Liga MX versus MLS. New format, new champion, most likely. We will see what happens. But this has been a very entertaining game so far. Make sure you share it with a friend, like the video down below, and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Is that a penalty for Toluca? Columbus should be up 3-0. I agree with that. Funes Mori went to Lyon, if I'm not mistaken. Okay. Yeah, that's, I couldn't remember where he went. I think he looked like he's offside. Yeah, I think he was offside. Is that still a penalty if he's offside? Dude, he looked like he was offside to me. I don't know. Was it? Is it discredited if it's offside? A foul offside? Barry says, has there been any new movement on Noah, Ohio to Seattle? Yeah, I think there was a report by Sounder at Heart they were going to pay $3.5 million for Noah, Ohio. Oh, they gonna look at this? Guys, correct me if I'm wrong, or let me know if, what the rule is. If a guy is offsides but he's fouled, is it still a penalty? Now, he didn't foul him while he was offsides at the moment. He fouled him, like, a couple seconds afterwards, and Gallardo just got a yellow card. Ian says, "I wish MLS would let us watch the more games free, build up the fan base. I don't have a big enough hammer to break through the paywall. Makes me really appreciate your coverage." Hey, I appreciate it, Ian. Thank you so much. I appreciate the support, my friend. I try to do the most I can and, uh, give you guys all the news I possibly can and hopefully entertain you at the same time as well. The Stoic says, "As a Club America fan, I wanna die. I lose no matter who wins." Yeah. Well, don't you have an MLS team as well? What came first? I think the offside came first. I'm surprised they're not looking at this. If he's offsides, it's offsides, trumps everything, but he looked like he was offside. His arm they need to look at this. His arm was offside. His arm was offside in that pass. Look at this replay. They're showing it right now. This was offsides. That was offside. That was 100% offside. Offside. There we go. What did I tell you? Offside. Penalty disallowed. No penalty. He's offside. What did I say? Offside. I knew it. His arm was offside 100%. Watching the replay, 26, offside 100%. He's ahead of the defender, the guy that just mauled him and jumped on him like he owed him money. 100% offside. Penalty disallowed. Columbus Crew survive and get a big break, but they're gonna have to convert some of these chances. They can't. By the way, because of oh my god, kicked right in his face. Diego Rossi? No, it's not Diego Rossi. Who is that? Is it Gazdag? Oh, Shambo. This game's getting chippy, dude. I mean, this is a chippy game. Well, the intensity is gonna be high because, like I said, it's about goal difference. Would he break his nose? No, I think he's good. I think he's good. But it's about goal difference. Like, they're gonna have to get goals. They're gonna have to play aggressive. They can't just sit back. Yep, the good old Sounders. That's right. Yeah. Yeah, that's right. Well, at least you're a Club America fan too, right? Uwe says, also, Will, thoughts on the center back from Seattle, Reagan, I think is his name. You think he should get a look for the USMNT? Possibly, possibly. It's really hard to gauge the Sounders, some of the players, because they play so defensively. They don't have a lot of attacking talent, or they don't have a lot of good attacking talent that can actually create chances. They can get a striker. I really want to grade the Sounders when they get a true number 9, and then I can tell, like, how certain players are actually playing in their quality. But I like Reagan. I like Obed Vargas. No hate towards the Sounders. Hate towards the Sounders front office, 100%. No hate towards the Sounders or their fans. Mister says it was awful defending in all honesty despite the offsides. I mean, it was for sure. Oh, here's our boy Arfston, as most USMT fans call him Barfston. RFJ says MLS will toy with Liga MX here in League's Cup. Well, and to be fair, MLS is in mid-season form. Liga MX is in preseason form. So you have to take that in consideration. Nick Smith says this is how all Liga MX games are. Liga MX is a very fun league to watch. I joke around, but I don't hate Liga MX. I actually respect them. I think they're a very good league. Very fun league too. Barry says Reagan is mid. He's like a baby giraffe on roller skates. So he's getting the Patrick Ajimong treatment. Ooh. Uwe says I kind of rate him, to be honest. Got to start looking post Ream. Yeah, Ream is can't be the starter in 2026. What do you think about Baker Whiting? I think he's okay. I don't know. I'd like to see him play more, but I like what I've seen. I like what I've seen. The Sounders are just a big question mark right now. Barry says Baker Whiting needs more, experience. Yeah, exactly. Nuhu if they need to honestly get rid of Nuhu and then start him, and I think they'll be much better. Nick says DePaul is the best MLS signing since Messi. We'll see. We'll see. He's not gonna make his sadly, he won't be making his debut tomorrow, but he will be making his debut probably the next game. I think they're still waiting on his green card before he can officially or not his green card, his work visa before he can play for Inter Miami. So maybe he'll play I think it's Saturday, maybe he'll play. Uwe says if the games are consistently this heated, Leagues Cup will start getting better rep. Yeah, 100%. And like I said, I think if we really want this tournament to get more credibility, we have to see a Liga MX team win it. We have to. That's the way we will see this competition continue to grow. Hugh Kinney says Toluca got money. I think they are owned by Modelo. Well, everybody was telling me on Twitter, Arfson is trying to I don't know if you guys are sensing this, but Arfson's trying to play way too flashy. He's trying to do these flicks, these back heels, passes. He is playing way too above his means. I don't know what the hell he's doing. I can't stand Arfson. I mean, there is a rumor that he's going to Toulouse of the French league, but it just feels like he's playing way too flashy right now. If you guys are watching the game, way too flashy. The flicks and the back heels are crazy. He's not that good. Uwe says, with a name like that, it sounds like he has potential. Yeah, for sure. Mister says it's like a reverse of the Champions Cup when MLS teams are still in preseason from the calendar change can't come soon enough. Soon, my friend, soon. Like I said in the video, 27, or I mentioned this on Twitter or X, 27 of 30 MLS owners want the calendar change to happen. A straw poll. 27 of 30 MLS owners want the calendar change to happen. Now, we don't have any clarity on who the teams are that voted no or said that they wouldn't be interested. Oh, look on the break. Good tackle by Zawadzki. Uh, but we don't have any clarity on who the 3 teams are that voted no, but I think it's gonna happen. Guys, we're at 20 likes. We have 22 minutes left. Let's try to get to 50 likes. Smash the like button down below if you haven't already. Let's get to 50 likes before halftime. Almost 50 of you in the chat right now. We're having a good time. Leagues Cup opener, high intensity game. Could be a lot of goals. It looks like it's on the brink of just like busting wide open pause. But still, it's been a very entertaining game so far for me in the first 24 minutes. Very entertaining game. Uwe says, "Are Toluca considered a big club? I feel like they get overlooked by the Big 4, but Toluca has history." I think Toluca is overshadowed by the Big 4 or Big 5, whatever you wanna call them, but they have a lot of money, like you said. They're spending a lot of money, and a lot of people think that they are going to be maybe the best team in Liga MX this year. So, they could win it all. They could win it all, and I think they beat Club America, what, 2 times? Didn't Toluca win was it the Clausura or the Apertura? Let me look this up real quick. Clausura. Yeah, so Toluca won the Clausura 2025. They beat, yeah, Club America. So, yeah, Toluca's on a high right now. They're absolutely rolling. Have to be the favorites in the Apertura season. Nick says Leagues Cup over, 10 times US Open Cup. Uwe says, "I can give a likely guess." Mister says, "I'm guessing a third. The 3 that voted no are Canadian." I think that, I think it was Minnesota, I think it was Toronto, and I think it's Montreal. I think Vancouver probably voted yes because the weather in the Northwest isn't as brutal, and they play in a dome, so they don't even have the bad weather. Like, even if they did, it's completely it's alleviated because they're covered. Barry says Toronto, Montreal, Minnesota said no. Yeah, exactly. I'm betting. Uwe says, I think the Revs, San Jose, and Montreal said no just to guess. Interesting. Herc calls Toluca TSG the CONCACAF PSG. So he thinks Toluca is them then, right? He thinks that they're like the new it club in CONCACAF. Kenny says, as an LA Galaxy fan, we ain't winning against Toluca in October. Hell no, unless Ricky Pooge just comes out swinging, unless he's just absolutely balling out. We'll see if he returns. Ricky Pooge. Bobby had uh, the Galaxy making it to the Final Four of the Final Four MLS teams. I just don't see that happening. Pedro says Liga MX think they are better than MLS just because they have 49 Champions Cups. I mean, hell, when you say that, it sounds really bad, honestly. Just starting that way sounds pretty bad. 2 Leagues Cups, 1 Copa Sudamerica. They have played in 2 Copa Libertadores finals and 2 World Cup finals. Yeah, they're I mean, when you say it like that, I mean, hell, that's like an endorsement for Liga MX, right? I mean, they have been historically better, but it doesn't matter what you've done historically if it's even now. If MLS were to win Champions Cup next year, that means they're better right now. History doesn't make you better, it just shows that you dominated. PSG has no Champions Leagues except the one this year, right? They have none. They have 0 Champions Leagues except this year. It's the first one they ever won, right? Madrid has what is it, 15 Champions Leagues, Madrid? PSG is better than them right now. They're better right now. Nobody's gonna say that Madrid, that Madrid's better than PSG at this moment because PSG is the winner of the world. They won the Champions League. Well, technically, they're not the winner of the world. Chelsea is because they won the Champions or the World Cup, the Club World Cup. But you know what I mean. JKM says HH is back in the US other than America match after his stint. HH. HH. You talking about Hector Herrera? Makes his hot take Miami will end the season without trophies. I mean, if they do that, that's a huge, huge disappointment for them and the league. Huge disappointment for them in the league. Uwe says, ever since Liga MX left Libertadores, they fell off slightly. I think a lot of people believe that they fell off when they got rid of promotion relegation. That's when they fell off. Keyshawn says Chelsea beat PSG. Let's go. Yeah, I know you're a big Chelsea fan, Keyshawn. Q Kenny says Toluca would have more trophies than Club America, but they be cheating. The Club America is not beating the allegations, huh? Oh, looked like it almost could have been a handball. Tony says, well, Liga MX teams have been winning the Champions League, so Liga MX is better. It is right now, for sure. It is. When I did my world rankings of leagues around the world, I had Liga MX, I think, at like number 7, or was it 8? I think it was number 7. I had Liga MX as the 7th best league in the world. I had MLS at number 8. Uwe says, but honestly, if Liga MX went back to Libertadores, they'd do better than Argentina right now. If MLS and Liga MX went to Copa Libertadores and played in it for several years, I think it would make the tournament better. It would make it more valuable, and I think it would make all the teams involved just higher quality. Anytime you can improve your middle, it's going to raise the quality of the tournament. Liga MX might be the second best team, or excuse me, Liga MX might be the second best league in both Americas. I think it probably is. I think it's better than Argentina league, the Argentine league, because outside of River Plate and Boca Juniors, they're really that was a hell of a foul. Outside of Boca Juniors and River Plate, it's pretty weak, watered down. So I feel like if Liga MX was in if we had a Copa Libertadores, Liga MX would be the 2nd best league probably. MLS would be fringe 3rd best league, I think. I'm talking top to bottom. So it obviously would help quite a bit. Hector says, "As an LA Galaxy fans, we have a 0% chance of advancing to the knockout round." Well, it's just because, the season has just been completely derailed. And Ricky Puig isn't playing. I mean, he's the best player on the team. But also too, Greg Vanney's really bad. JKM says MLS team versus the Bolivian team would be cinema. Now that would be cool. Or a Chilean team, Colo Colo, like LAFC versus Colo Colo or, Inter Miami versus them. That would be interesting. It'd be something new. Hugh Kinney says MLS should go to for more Central American players. I agree. They should be more present in Costa Rica, Honduras, Panama, Guatemala, El Salvador. They definitely need to. Tony says, "Need Liga MX and MLS and Libertadores for sure." I couldn't even imagine how incredible that would be. It would be incredible. Now, would we win it? Probably not, but it'd still be fun, and it would make the players better. They're playing against better competition. Michael Pelly says, "To say this is a true North American sub-regional qualifying cup, I wonder when the Canadian Premier League and eventually D1 USL will join." Probably never. This is an exclusive because of Apple. When MLS offered to their rights to Apple TV, this was part of the equation, was a tournament with Liga MX to try to entice them to increase their offer. So I doubt there will ever be USL or Canadian Premier League in this. Probably will never happen. Now, could there be other teams, like some Brazilian teams or something like that? Maybe one day, or an Argentinian league, but teams, maybe. I doubt it, but maybe. Uwe says, "I feel like Argentina league is at its weakest it's ever been." It is, for sure. I think Liga MX and MLS is probably better from top to bottom right now. The Boca Juniors and River Plate are probably better than most Liga MX and MLS teams, probably. Besides Boca and River, of course. I agree, 100%. Ernest Aguilar says, "Not having Lurie tonight makes me rethink our chances of advancing." Hugo Lloris? Yeah, he's not why is he not playing tonight? Is he hurt? Michael Pelly says, "It seems like CONCACAF would have to force it to let CPL and, D1 USL, but they are weak confederate they're completely owned by MLS. They're not gonna do anything. League MLS and Liga MX own them. They won't do that." Masoik says, "Boca getting skill checked by Auckland was a weird day, not gonna lie." 100%. I think that did some damage, not necessarily to them historically, but just their current, uh, world presence. I mean, that was a really bad performance. Like, they looked terrible. But then they had the one game against Bayern where they almost had a draw. I think they lost, like, 2-1. It's actually a really good game. They had the Auckland performance, and then they had the Bayern performance. It's just very inconsistent they were. Very inconsistent. Ernest Aguilar says, "Getting his green card, traveling to France, oh well." He'll be back, right, for the next game? I mean, that definitely sucks, but Nick says, "Miami could beat Palmeiras, Botafogo, Flamengo, and Libertadores." I think they might be able to. The problem is when they play down there, it would be very difficult. It's a tough environment to play in, and also too, I just don't know if MLS League or Inter Miami have the depth to play well because if you think about it, Inter Miami struggled to play against, um, Palmeiras when they were up 2-0, and then they didn't have the depth for to hold the game. They didn't have the depth to hold on to the lead. Mr. says, I think the trading international roster spots is dumb. Say they got a 30-man roster. Tell the club they needed something like 15 homegrown players in their 30-man squads. Tell the clubs they need something like 15. So you're saying that 15, so they should have 15, they need 15 domestic players? Is that what you can you elaborate on that a little bit more? Mister. Jesus says, "I'd say the Brazilian league is the best in the Americas." Oh, it is by far. And MLS and Liga MX and the Argentine league battling for second, not trying to offend the other South American teams. No, it's true. It's true. And, I mean, the Brazilian league is clear is far, far clear of any other league in both Americas. The Brazilian league is probably the 5th best league in the world. I mean, it's the only league that's better than the Brazilian league are the top 4, and I think from top to bottom, the Brazilian league is better than the French league. I think it is. Would Cavani be pressed more by media if he played in Liga MX or MLS? No. No, no, no. I don't think so. Miami is too cocky. Kenny, I know you're rooting for Miami a little bit. Michael Pelly says MLS would struggle at first on the road until the roster rules lets them get more depth. 100%. MLS obviously needs to improve their depth. Hopefully that change happens sooner rather than later. We saw in the article that Paul Tenorio wrote that they were going to change um, not only the calendar, but they were also going to probably change the roster rules to help the depth, to help players be able to spend more or teams spend more money. Rules were going to change. There were 2 great nuggets in that article. 15 domestic, and they can have 15 foreign players. I mean, I think that you should be able to sign as many as you want. Yeah, definitely the domestic players obviously need some, but some people get upset with domestic players not playing enough, saying that they need to be playing, they need to get guaranteed minutes. I just don't believe in giving minutes away. I think they have to be earned. Like, if a player is better than you, they're gonna play over you. I don't care what your nationality is. I don't care if you're American, Guatemalan, from Ghana, Ivory Coast, whatever the case may be. If you're the better player, you're gonna play. You cannot force Americans to play just because you want Americans to play for playing sake. That's like an issue we gotta work out and get out of our brain. Like, it's gotta be earned. If they're not good enough, they're not gonna play. Uwe says, "Club World Cup proved it's underrated, if anything." For sure. Mick says, "We need more DPs. We need more spending in general." Probably needs a decent team if a Liga MX club wants him like Pachuca with Rondon. I just don't know if they're gonna sign him. He's like 30, he's 38 years old. I don't know if Cavani's gonna play in Liga MX. Uwe says, "Will, give me your top 5 strikers from the last 20 years." Okay, so I'll go from 5 to 1. Number 5, let me think about this for a second. Let me just think. Number 5, I'm gonna go Harry Kane. Number 4, who would I go? Number 4, I'll go, oh man, I'll go Robert Lewandowski, number 4. It's off the top of my head, by the way. Number 4, I'll go Robert Lewandowski. Number 3, I will go Zlatan Ibrahimovic. Number 2, I'll go Luis Suarez. And number 1, I'll go Thierry Henry. Benzema over Suarez, though. Oh, man, I think Benzema's overrated. Honestly, I think Benzema's overrated. But I am a Barcelona fan, so you have to take that in consideration. Hector Navas says, "Do you think MLS will ever get rid of its discovery rights rule? I think it's the dumbest rule ever." Hopefully they do. Hopefully they do. Dang, no Rooney. I just think Rooney was like a lightning in a bottle. I just don't think he was ever consistent enough. His drop off was crazy. Like, I feel like he really took a like right when he was entering his like late 20s, early 30s, he just cratered. Keyshawn says no way. Well, who would you pick as your top 5? Who's your top 5 strikers the last 20 years? You definitely have to have Zlatan and Thierry Henry on there. I feel like you have to have Luis Suarez on there. So who would you have in your top 5? I mean, I had Robert Lewandowski too and Harry Kane. I think my list is pretty good. You forgot Brazilian Ronaldo. Yeah, but he was kinda done by 2005. I don't think he was really playing anymore. I mean, last 20 years is, 2005 to 2025. I agree, that's why I said do 30-man squad. If 11 foreign players fill out the first 11, then so be it. In the Premier League, each squad has to have 8 homegrown players. Really not that many. It's crazy. It's funny, they only have to have 8 homegrown players. MLS only has 8 international spots unless you trade for more. I was saying no way that Benzema is overrated. I mean, I think he is in a sense because he was overshadowed by Ronaldo. Oh, Russell Rowe. Also, Russell Rowe has not been bad for Columbus Crew since they've had a void at striker. God, that was a terrible pass. Van Persie, I feel, is underrated. Yeah, I just watched that header again that he had in 2014 against, God, who was it against? I can't remember. But the header he had is absolutely incredible. Absolutely incredible. He was very good. We're talking top 5. Like, I feel like all these other guys are better. Ian Dzeko is very good. Ian Dzeko is very good. Ian Dzeko was, um, hard to believe. God, it feels like a lifetime ago that he played for Manchester City just because he's played for so many other teams in between. I don't know why Club America wants Bouanga when they really need a striker and a defensive midfielder. I think they wanna get Denny Bouanga to replace Brian Rodriguez. That's what I'm thinking. They wanna get a striker to or a winger to replace Brian Rodriguez. The 2010 strikers, man, they don't make them like they used to. Yeah, we've been in a striker hole right now. I mean, you got Mbappe, Erling Haaland, Martinez, and Kane. That's pretty much it if we're talking, like, top of the line. Ronaldo Nazario is the best forward ever. Ah, man. I think I mean, he's really good. It was a terrible shot by Rossi. I mean, it's debatable. He's up there. He's definitely up there. I'm a big Thierry Henry guy. Um, I think Thierry Henry's the best player to never win a Ballon d'Or, which is crazy to think he never has. But yeah, I think that Thierry Henry is probably my favorite striker of all time. I think he's the most one of the most skilled players of all time. The dude could have played he could have played left wing, striker, right wing, attacking midfielder. He could have been an 8. I mean, he is just so versatile. He's one of the most skilled players. He's probably my 2nd favorite player of all time. Ian says, "Any thoughts on my hero Luka Modric still ticking and signing with AC Milan?" I think he could be decent in a role situation. Maybe he'll start. I don't know. I mean, last time that, AC Milan signed a 40-year-old player was Zlatan Ibrahimovic, and it worked out pretty well for him. You think an MLS team wants Luka Jovic? Cruz Azul is still attempting to get him. I haven't heard anything about him coming to MLS. Mister says Thierry Henry was robbed of the Ballon d'Or that year that, Nedved won it. 100%, man, 100%, 100%. I mean, what was it? The what was the invincible season, Mister? I know that they didn't win the Champions League since when he was there, so I think that hurt him a little bit. but the invincible season where they went unbeaten. I mean, that was like is either 02, 03, or 03, 04. But I mean, he was the best player on that team. I don't he was the best player in the world at that time. I don't understand I don't understand how he didn't win it. Will you give me your top 5 midfielders now? Oh, man, that's tough. Well, be more specific. Or do you just want me to give you my general top 5 midfielders? I think Xavi has to be on there. I'm not gonna give you an order, I'll just give you 5. I think Xavi's on there. I think Pirlo's on there. I think that you have to put Zidane on there. You have to that's 3. I think you have to put Iniesta on there too. Then my 5th one, 5th best midfielder. 5th best mid so we got Xavi, Iniesta, Pirlo, Zidane. I maybe Modric, yeah, maybe Modric. I guess that's a fair one. Modric would probably be number 5. I'd say that's fair. Yeah, I'd say that that's probably good. Although I do love Kevin De Bruyne. I think he'd probably just be outside the top 5. Yeah, I I think that Barcelona with Busquets, Xavi, and Iniesta is the best midfield trio of all time. I don't think it's even close. Invincibles was 03, 04. Yeah, I mean, how did he not win it, this mister? How did he not win it? I mean, he's the best player in the world at that time. Caesar says, "What's your top 5 CONCACAF players of all time?" By the way, we got 5 minutes of ad time, 1-0 Columbus Crew over Toluca. 5 minutes of ad time. There's about a minute left, minute and a half left. Top 5 CONCACAF players of all time. Skill, club, international career. Top 5. I mean, I've only been watching for like 15, 16 years. So, top 5 all time. That's tough. I'll have to think about that one a little bit. Found some wine in my kitchen that's three-fourths full. Now I can enjoy this dream even more. Keyshawn says the top MLS strikers in the last 10 years. Top MLS strikers in the last 10 years. Um, well, Zlatan would probably have to be number 1. I'll do top 5. Zlatan would have to be number 1. Number 2 would probably be Joseph Martinez. 3 would probably be, hmm, Robbie Keane. Actually, I'd probably put Robbie Keane over Joseph Martinez. Swap those out. Robbie Keane's number 2, Joseph Martinez is number 3, and number 4 would probably be as far as production, it would probably be like Bradley Wright Phillips. By the way, it's halftime. Toluca is down 1-0 to Columbus Crew. Down a goal at halftime. Very intense game, high pressure. Both teams really going for it. Pretty exciting. And I'd say Len and Don I mean, I guess Len trying to think of who else. Bradley Wright Phillips, 5th best striker. Like I'm missing somebody. Oh, David Villa. I'd probably put David Villa up there. Yeah, probably put David Villa actually ahead of Bradley Wright Phillips. So I'd have Zlatan number 1, I'd have Robbie Keane number 2, Joseph Martinez 3, David Villa number 4, Bradley Wright Phillips number 5 for strikers. That's probably what my order would be. I think that's a pretty good list. Not too bad. Not too bad. Let's see how many likes we're at. We're at 25 likes, guys. Make sure you like the stream down below. We got 50 of you in the chat right now. Make sure you like the stream down below. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. We hit 8,000 subs, which is incredible. We hit that number before the end of July, which was our goal. 8,000 subs. The new goal is to hit 10,000 by the end of this year. I think we can do that, especially because we have the rest of this tournament. We have the MLS Cup playoffs and finals. I think we'll hit 10K. So make sure you like the stream down below, subscribe if you haven't already. Top 30 goalies in reverse alphabetical order. Oh, I don't know if I can do that one. That'd be a tough one. What are the scores of the other games? Because this is not the only match right now. Let's check the other matches and see. So Lyon is beating Montreal 1-0, which is expected. Okay, so that's the only other game on right now. New York City FC plays Puebla at 8 PM. So that game's about to kick off. Tigres plays Houston at 9. LAFC plays Mazatlan. By the way, I used to struggle with that pronunciation, Mazatlan. I used to butcher the hell out of that. So glad I got that down now. At 10:30, and then Pachuca plays San Diego FC at 11 PM tonight, 8 PM West Coast time. That should be an interesting game, Pachuca versus San Diego FC. That will be a really, really good match. Princess Question Will, member of the channel, by the way. Really appreciate your support. What's your favorite come from behind UCL Champions League match? Favorite come from behind match. Favorite come from behind match. Let me think about that for a second. Favorite come from behind match. I can't think of a favorite come from behind match, but I will say this, just recent memory, that Inter game versus Inter versus Barcelona game that we saw this like the semifinal game was incredible. The 2 legs were incredible. What was it, like 10-8 on aggregate? Like, that was an incredible, incredible series. Like, I mean, obviously, I was upset with the result, but that was incredible. No Name says, "Who do you think is the best Swiss player ever or that you've seen?" Well, it's definitely not Shaqiri, I can tell you that. Definitely not Shaqiri, especially after his stint in MLS. Shaqiri always left me wanting more. Um, that was my one uh, probably downside to him. That's tough. Probably Xhaka, right? I'd say. I'd say he's probably the best one I've seen. I still have PTSD about when you guys beat us, like, what was it 5-0 or 5-1 at the USMNT? 6-5 Barca or 4-3 Liverpool. Prince's yes, agreed. I mean, that was incredible. RFJ says, "How do you think the Titans will do this season?" Probably not very good. Thank God for soccer. Thank God for soccer because it's gonna be probably a long season for me as a Titans fan. Francisco says, "Good list, Cesar." Who was his list? Let me see if I can find it. Okay. Navas, Rafa Marquez, Hugo Sanchez, Magico Gonzalez, and Tim Howard. Your top 5 CONCACAF players of all time? Mine's the Barcelona beating PSG 6-5 on aggregate. That was an incredible series. It was. Uwe says, "I'd take Shaqiri." Man, I don't know. No name says for me, it's either Manuel, what's his, Akanji or Alex Frey or Sommer. Yeah, they're all very, very good players, obviously. Mr. says the best Swiss player I'd say is Granit Xhaka, but again, I might be just a little biased, just a little bit, right? Just a little bit. Francisco says Maradona talked wonders of Magico Gonzalez. I mean, I trust what he says, right? He's a legend. Second best Argentine player of all time. MX Skills says, "Who is the best club team in CONCACAF history?" I would say Pachuca. I think it's gotta be Club America, right? Cesar says, "Bro, Aliu and Columbus is ass." I mean, there's a couple guys that have been playing pretty bad for Columbus tonight. Uwe says, "Will, give me a Streets, won't forget MLS edition." Give me a Streets, won't forget this edition. Give me what do you mean? Give me a Streets, won't forget MLS edition. Elaborate on that if you don't mind. Uh, okay. I'll start. So you're saying name players that like that we would forget, we wouldn't forget. Mick says hot take Neymar over Dino. Ah, hell no. I don't think so. Good players, not elite. Chris Wondolowski, um, Chad Marshall, Nick Rimando. Mm, I'll think of some more. I think Nick Rimando is pretty forgettable. I mean, he's one of the best goalkeepers of all time, but people forget him. He was very good. Kyle Beckerman's forgettable now. He was very good. Um, I'm digging into the memory bank. Brad Davis, best MLS game ever. Um, I feel like that one was it 3-2 or 3 so Zlatan's opening game was one of the best games I ever watched versus the LA El Trafico. That was one of the best games I've ever seen. Um, another one is probably the 2019 another El Trafico match. I think it was 3-2. The Zlatan era El Trafico matches were in versus Vela were undefeated. Absolutely undefeated. They were incredible. So I would say probably or the 2022 MLS Cup final was incredible too. Princes Ronaldinho was a different player. Neymar never came close. Dino literally carried Barcelona at times, even with Messi and Xavi. Yeah, I mean, I think that Ronaldinho was legitimately the best player in the world when he was playing, right? Neymar was never considered to be the best player in the world at any time when he was playing. All right, I'm gonna go take a quick restroom break. I will be back because halftime is about to start or be over with. I'm gonna take a quick restroom break. Before I get to that, though, I want you guys to answer this question. How would you rate that first half performance? We do this every live watch along. How would you rate that first half performance by the Columbus Crew, 1 through 10, 1 being not good, 10 being great? 1 through 10, how would you rate the Columbus Crew's first half performance against Toluca in the 2025 Leagues Cup opener? Let me know down below. All right, we are back from the bathroom break. Let's read some of these scores on how you feel about the Columbus Crew's performance. Prince is a 7, Ernest is a 6, Mr. is a 7, Cesar is an 8, RFJ is a 7. I would say it's probably an 8 just because they looked really, really good, and I think they dominated that first half. They definitely left some goals on the board. They should have had more goals than what they had. Just the one penalty conversion by Diego Rossi. I mean, they could have had 2 or 3 goals in the first half. So that's a little disappointing. That's why I can't give it a 10, but 8. Yeah, I think they look pretty good. The defending's been kinda shaky, obviously, but I mean, I thought it was a decent first half. Being the man says that is true. Ronaldinho at Barcelona, Neymar at PSG carried his team before the injuries. He wasn't able to win like Dino. Yeah, I just don't think I don't think that Neymar was nearly 10 out of 10 stream. I appreciate that no name. From Switzerland, by the way. I just don't think that, I don't think that Neymar ever lived up to his true potential because he always got injured, and he left Barcelona at 25 years old, which I think was the biggest mistake of his career, but they couldn't do anything about that because PSG paid his 222 million euro, yeah, 222 million euro, um, purchase clause. Michael Pelly says, "Will the transfer from Egypt be eligible for the League's Cup?" Yeah, Wessam Abu Ali will, I think, be available for the next match, but obviously he wasn't available for tonight because they're still trying to get his paperwork. But that is going to be huge, huge for the Columbus Crew. Absolutely huge for them in this transfer window, or for, yeah, not this transfer window, but just the season. Like that is what they desperately, desperately needed was that lethal number 9 to replace Cucho Hernandez, and they finally have it. They finally have it. So they are going to be an absolute force to be reckoned with. Yes, I think they are going to be a force to be reckoned with. I think that's what they needed, and I think they could give trouble to a couple teams in the Eastern Conference and maybe compete to win it all this year. I think Miami is probably the best team we've ever seen assembled in MLS or what they're building, and they're gonna make more additions, but I wouldn't sleep on some of these other teams. I would not sleep on these other teams. Sorry, make an appreciation post about hitting 8,000 subs, which I appreciate you guys for making that happen to hit 8,000 subscribers. Very appreciative of your guys' support and helping us reach that goal. 10,000 is gonna be next. And it makes me excited that we're just now starting Leagues Cup and there's just still so much stuff to do, so much stuff to cover. There's so many games, so many players to watch, so many transfers left to happen. There's still, I mean, this is still very, very early. Puebla 1-0 New York City already? Abu Ali will likely be available if the Crew make it out of the phase 1 dealing with a minor injury. Nancy confirmed. Nancy confirmed. Well, that would suck, honestly. I hope he comes back sooner than that. Hopefully, he can play sooner than that. Ernest Aguilar is a new member of the channel. I appreciate that, Ernest. If you guys haven't been, become a member yet, it's only $2.99 a month, and there's a lot of perks. All your questions are answered. We do members live streams, which I apologize that I haven't done one in a little bit because of all the other stuff going on, but I will do I'm gonna try to do a members only live stream where you guys can ask me anything. We'll talk for like 30 to 40 minutes and just chop it up. We've done several of those before. That's one of the perks you get. We also, if you want to, no one's hit me up on this, so we can play FIFA if you want to, which is cool. I'm not very good, but it's only $2.99 a month. There's a lot of perks. All your questions are answered. All your comments on any videos are responded to, and we have the live uh, members only streams, which are very fun and usually pretty active. So consider being a member today, only $2.99 a month. I appreciate Ernest for becoming a member. The link is in the description down below if I'm not mistaken, or you can go to my page and become a member there as well. JKM says New York City FC versus Toluca in the Bronx prices went up. Is that where the game is at? Cesar says, do you ever go watch games live? I have not been to a game live since last summer when I went to watch Charlotte FC play DC United because a friend of mine who worked for Charlotte FC hooked me and my wife up for a game. So I went last year, but I have not been to a game since then. I generally like to watch it at home just because I can, first of all, do live watch alongs and I can get a better view of what's going on. It's funny, the way it works out is I go to a game every presidential election year. This is just a coincidence, by the way. I went in 2016, I went in 2020, and I went in 2024. So that's normally how it works. Only presidential years. But I'm hoping I get to go again before 2028. Hopefully, that happens. Oh, oh, Arfston scores. Arfston, 2-0 Columbus Crew over Toluca. Barfston scores for the Columbus Crew. Toluca just looks very, like, flat, honestly. Like, I don't like I said, it's preseason, right? Is he onside? That's close. Is he looks like he might be offside. I have to see that replay again, see another angle, but he looked like he might have been offside. Up 2-0 though. So far 2-0 over Toluca. Will the Archer ends. I like to be at my house. I like to watch from home. MX Skills says, Liga MX wants to go back to Libertadores, but they can't because of the Saudi League. If Liga MX goes back to Libertadores, Saudi League want to play the UEFA Champions League. Damn, that would be terrible for, other leagues around the world. That'd be terrible. That kinda sucks, but honestly, if MLS and Liga MX got to play in Copa Libertadores, maybe it would be worth it because I think Liga MX and MLS joining Copa Libertadores, it could really, really make that tournament even better than what it is. It's already great, but it could just make it even bigger, even better. Toluca overrated. I think they might be. Nick says, "How's gonna win?" I think he meant who's gonna win the World Cup in 2026. I think it's either gonna be Brazil or Spain. I think Ancelotti is what helps Brazil, and plus they got so much talent. They should be better than what they are. But I think having Ancelotti is gonna be a difference maker for the team. And by the way, if Ancelotti ooh, good shot by Toluca. If Ancelotti wins the World Cup, he's the GOAT. I don't care what Pep's done. Ancelotti wins the World Cup with Brazil, he's the GOAT. He's the GOAT. It's over. Most Champions Leagues, and he's got a World Cup, it's over. He's the GOAT. Her name says, "What would your European first 11 look like if you could only take one player from each country?" Like, currently or all time? Ooh. Uwe says, "Thing is, Liga MX has history in Libertadores. Chivas and Boca got beef. Yeah, and then I think it was Tigres who made it to the final back in 2015, I wanna say. I can't remember who they played. Was it Flamengo or Fluminense? They played somebody in the final, I think in 2015, which was incredible. Brazil sucks. Don't tell Tack that. Francisco Garcia says, "But FIFA won't accept it because of the Saudis. Imagine Saudi money buying spots in the championship." I agree. They don't want Saudi to play in the Champions League. They don't need to. They don't need them. Oh, River Plate. Okay, so is River Plate. Currently, top 11 only European players. I'd have to have Lamine Yamal at the right wing. I'd play a 4-3-3. Lamine Yamal on the right wing. Striker, I would have Harry Kane. Left wing, I would have, um, left wing, who would I have? Would I have Leao? Yeah, I probably would because of yeah, I'd probably have Rafael Leao, I'd say at left wing. The midfield, I'd have Musiala. I would have Musiala. I'd have Doué. Yeah, I'd have Doué. I don't think I picked the French player yet. I'd have Doué. I'd have Musiala, and then as a defensive midfielder, I would have oh, man, that's a tough one. Let me think about that one a little bit more. Ian says, "If we find out we're in some kind of alternate universe and the Titans make the playoffs, talk Alexi to having a watch along with you. Seriously, that would sound like fun." I mean, I doubt that the Titans make the playoffs. Columbus up 2-0 over Toluca, 53 minutes into the season opener of Leagues Cup or the opener of the tournament in Leagues Cup. Columbus Crew look really good. They look really good so far. And like we talked about, they still have a striker who hasn't even made his appearance yet. Toluca looked very flat, and losing this game is a big deal because they're not just losing it close. They're losing on 2-0 goal difference. And goal difference is a big deal when it comes to who's going to advance the 4 teams into the next round. 4 MLS teams automatically qualify, 4 Liga MX teams automatically qualify. So, as of right now, Toluca look like they most likely won't even make it out of the seeding phase, which is a shame because a lot of people thought Toluca was the it team moving forward in the Apertura, if I'm not mistaken, Apertura season of Liga MX. I can't use Pedri because I used, he said 1 player from each country, so I already used Lamine Yamal, so I can only use 1 player from each country. No Name says, "I don't think MLS and Liga MX should play there, but create a tournament with all the leagues from CONCACAF and CONMEBOL and CONCACAF Champions Cup and Libertadores become the Champions League equivalent, but regional." Yeah, I think it could happen. Michael Pelly says, "MLS teams tend to surrender late goals, though." They do. I agree with that. They normally choke at the end. Look at Palmeiras and Inter Miami. Inter Miami had a 2-0 lead over Palmeiras, and it fell apart really, really fast. Really fast. Declan Rice. I already used Harry Kane. Maybe I could switch. Maybe I could put just for country purpose, I could put Robert Lewandowski up top and then have Declan Rice as the defensive midfielder. Oh, okay, Europa League equivalent. Okay, I got you. I got you. Yeah. I mean, I think it could for sure. I think that if they had the money, like if Brazil, Argentina, MLS, and Liga MX had the money the Champions League had, it could compete one day with the Champions League. One day. A lot of good clubs, a lot of history in Libertadores. Again, I might be biased. Rando says there's a video out on the internet that has Due himself admitting he's better than Yamal. I saw that. I saw that earlier. I actually tweeted about it. I think Due and Yamal are gonna be they're gonna be winning the Ballon d'Ors for the next decade. It's gonna be going back and forth. I'm still, as a Barca fan, hoping Lamine Yamal wins the Ballon d'Or this year, but I think it's probably gonna be Dembele. I think Dembele's gonna win the Ballon d'Or. 56 minutes in, 34 minutes to go, or was it 40? Yeah, 34 minutes to go, and Columbus are in complete control right now. Columbus are in complete control right now. I think Columbus might have one more in them. I think Columbus might have one more goal in them, and I think Columbus was one of the teams I think they were one of the teams I had advancing in MLS. I wanna say that they were one of the teams I had advancing. I could be wrong about that, but I think they were. I think it was San Diego FC. I think it was, yeah, it was San Diego. Yeah, okay. So Favi picked 2 teams, I picked 2 teams, but yes, Columbus is one of the 4 teams I think are going to advance to the seeding phase of this tournament. Top 3 soccer teams of all time. Like, are you talking about yeah, yeah, I guess he was onside barely. Are you talking about, like, specific teams? Like 2011, 2012 Barca? Like, are you talking like that? The Helian Loach says, "I'm still shocked at Muller to Vancouver. Think they'll give Miami a run for their money for the league." Possibly. They still don't have quite as much firepower, but that is a huge step in the right direction. And I do think that that's what Vancouver needed. They needed that big name who's played in big games, who can kind of, like, lead the charge. I compared it in my video to, like, Marco Royce going to the LA Galaxy. I think it could be something like that. How many teams in MLS in Liga MX would you put in Libertadores? I say 4 each plus the winner of the previous CONCACAF Champions Cup. Yeah, I'd say 4 each is probably good. The top 4 teams from each league. That's what I would do. Do you ever think an American will win the Ballon d'Or? Probably not in our lifetime. I'd say eventually, but just probably not in our lifetime. Yeah, like rosters. Um, I mean, this is just from what I've watched. Ooh, I would say probably the 20 let me think about that for a second, because 'cause I'm gonna be super biased. I have a lot of Barcelona teams. I'd say the 2010, 2011 Barca team was really good. I think that's one of the better teams. And then I would say probably 2010, 2011 Barcelona was really, really good. And then I would say there has to be at least one Madrid team on that list. At least one Madrid team on that list. And does it have to be a Champions League winner? Because I feel like there's been good teams that were really good, like one of the best teams that just weren't lucky enough to win the Champions League. Montreal ties. Okay, so Montreal has tied with Puebla, right? Isn't that who they're playing? Are they playing? No, they're playing Lyon. Excuse me. They're playing Lyon. So Montreal has tied it up with Lyon. Of course, they're playing at home, so keep that in mind. So Toluca is losing to Columbus 2-0, like we're watching right now. Lyon and Montreal are tied 1-1, which is a crazy upset. New York City FC are down 1-0 to Puebla in the Bronx. I'm really hoping well, of course, we're gonna get 4 Liga MX teams no matter what, but I'm really hoping that Liga MX takes this serious. I'm really hoping they take this serious because I'd really like to see them make it to the final. We've had this tournament for 2 years. Not a single Liga MX team has ever made it to the CONCACAF or the Leagues Cup, excuse me, final. Not a single team has, ever. So I'm hoping that they're able to make it to the final. I'm really hoping they're able to make it to the final. It will give this tournament more legitimacy if they do. Way more legitimacy if they do. New York City FC are playing in New Jersey in the Red Bull. Okay, so they're playing in New Jersey. Barca 2010 and 11, Arsenal 03, 04. Again, I'm very biased. Well, I mean, like I said, that's why I asked if it had to be a team that won the Champions League because you have to put that team on there. Yeah, I think that the 3rd team I'd struggle with it, which Madrid team it'd be, but I'd say the 2010, 2011 Barca team and then the 03, 04 Arsenal team, and then probably it's tough to pick which Madrid team, but Madrid has to be on there. Well, I think we're just doing aren't we just doing clubs? The US men's national team and MLS need to learn to play away games. They always protected by playing home. They need experience playing tough crowds and adverse conditions. I mean, I don't disagree. I've said I wanted this tournament to be played in Mexico several times. How many yellows has this ref given out tonight? I feel like Toluca's gotta have like 3 or 4 yellows. Ernest says, "Oh, man, I can hear ESPN MX's commentators already complaining more about the Leagues Cup tonight." I wouldn't be surprised. I know that they're not a big fan of this tournament. MX, Skill says, "You really think Liga MX will take this serious is about the money?" I think they might. I hope they do. I mean, 4 teams are gonna make it to the quarterfinals no matter what, so I hope they do. I just think it'd be good if they competed and if they played in a final. Them not playing in a final really hurts the excitement or legitimacy for the tournament, in my opinion. No Name says Switzerland 2010 is the best because we beat Spain in the World Cup. That's was it the group stage, right? Maybe? If I remember correctly? JKM says, "If an MLS team does not win a CONCACAF Champions Cup, which MLS team you think will go to the Club World Cup in 2029?" It just depends on what the league looks like then, because it could look completely different in 2029, which it's really sad to think that we're not gonna get the Club World Cup again until 2029, uh, because it was so much fun this summer. So much fun. Oscar says they take this seriously. I think they are. I mean, just not playing well tonight. I mean, they are in preseason form, and they are playing in Columbus, Ohio, so there is context to their performance. Pedro says CONCACAF Champions Cup should always play in the United States, just like the Leagues Cup on the Campeones Cup is stupid to travel other country and play in their field. I mean, they have that's what the Champions League does. It's a home and home. I mean, that makes sense to me. Makes sense to me. I just hope that the Champions Cup eventually gets to the point where we can play the group stage again. I miss the group stage. I love the group stage. I don't like the Champions Cup is like 3 months. I wish it was the whole year. Mr. says, "No name. I remember that game. Spain absolutely dominated, but Switzerland pulled off the smash and grab." Yep, first group game 1-0, and Gelson Fernandez scored. Let's not talk about what happened after that game. Hard to believe that was almost 16 years ago. Well, it was 15 years ago, but it's, going on 16. SPH says, I've seen a thing any team that plays high pressure with a high line always does good. Since he did it against Miami in that away match, and now a good Mexican champion, Toluca, struggling. Oh, I definitely agree with that. But if we're being honest, Cincinnati should have won that game. I mean, they had the momentum. They just beat Miami 3-0 at home a couple weeks ago, and Messi didn't play, Alba didn't play. I honestly think that was a very underwhelming performance by Cincinnati with everything considered. They should have won that game. They should have came away with 3 points, in my opinion. The problem with Cincinnati, I'm not hating on Cincinnati, is they always come up short in big games. Now the question is, does Toluca pull one back? Does Toluca pull one back? That's the big question. Can they get a goal? It's 2-0, 67th minute, little over 22 minutes left to play plus added time. Columbus Crew up 2-0. By the way, guys, just wanna preface this. Tomorrow night, we will be doing a live watch along for the Inter Miami versus Atlas game. Inter Miami will be playing Miami or Messi will be playing his first game since that Cincinnati match they lost 3-0, if I'm not mistaken. I think that was that his last. Did they play another game after that? Maybe they did. But either way, this will be Messi's first match since the suspension against that he wasn't able to play against Cincinnati. Okay, yeah, they did play. They beat the Red Bulls 5-1. Yeah, because that's right. He had 2 goals in that game, or maybe he had a hat trick. They had 2 goals. So, Cincinnati, this will be Messi's first game since July 19th. So Messi has had 11 days off, which he needs, right? He's almost 40 years old. He's 38 years old. He's still very good, but he's getting old. So he'll have 11 days off. He'll probably be refreshed, and I think he's gonna be motivated and he's gonna be pissed off, especially after the suspension fiasco, right? I'll be interested to see what happens. We'll be doing a live watch along for that game too. I hope to see all you guys at that one as well. Francisco says Montreal does have a good crowd. Montreal, I feel bad for because their fans deserve better than what the club's given them. Generation of midfielders Spain had will never be repeated by any nation. They had 5 of the top 10 midfielders in the world at the time, 100%. Juve says, "Even the list who didn't get called up is insane." I agree. Michael Pelly says, "If MLS does this season change, it seems like the Leagues Cup would need to be the spring tourney and then moves the CONCACAF Champions Cup to the end of the fall like Libertadores." They'll probably keep it the same because it'll be at the end of the season like it is for, at the end of the season for Liga MX and MLS with the new format. They'll probably do the Leagues Cup during the winter break. They'll probably have it in the South and have teams play it during the winter break of MLS when they're not playing from, uh, mid-December to January. That's probably what will happen. That's probably what will happen. Libertadores is played from March to November. Yeah, and then Liga or the CONCACAF Champions Cup's played from February to June. I'm hoping that they bring back the group stage. I really like I said, I hope they do that now that it'll make sense, um, calendar-wise. Michael Pelly says that Francisco, true, but they have way more teams in the tourney. They do. MX Skills says, "I remember the old days." Oh, what a save. Oh, go off the rebound. Oh, the taunt too by number 20. What did he say to Patrick Schulte? He said something to him after he scored. What did he say to him? Number 20 for Toluca said something to Patrick Schulte after he scored. I don't know what he said, but he got in his face. He got down to Patrick Schulte and he said something to him. Yeah, someone's getting who got a yellow here? Let's see. Was he offside? Uh, obviously Vega was offside, but what did that guy say to Patrick Schulte? What the hell was that? Was he onside? I don't know. It's close. I don't know. Was he onside? He looked off to me. Terrible goalkeeping. Yeah, Patrick Schulte. That's why he's not playing for the USMNT. All right, let's see. Vega's offside. We know this. Let's see if 26 is offside. Yeah, he's offside. 100% offside. 100% offside. It's not even close. Dude, how is that not offside? He was 100% offside. What are we talking about? Are you kidding me? I gotta take a picture of this real quick. Oh, let me get a picture of this real quick. Dude, he was 100% offside. What are we talking about? That wasn't even close. Are you kidding me? How is that not offside? 100% was offside. Like, what are we even talking about here? That's crazy. That's crazy. That was a very favorable call to, that was a very favorable call to Toluca right there. He looked like he was offside to me. I'm sorry if this guy's a little blurry, but, like, I don't know why the pictures are so blurry, but I would share this. Let me see if I can share this real quick. Let me see if I can pull this up real quick, and then we'll switch back to the score because there's only 14, 15 minutes left. But look at this real quick. I mean, look at this. This is 100% offside. Look at 26. Look at him. His left side of his shoulders like offside by like almost half a foot. How is this not offside? This is crazy. Oh well, I guess whatever. Guess they'll keep it onside, but look offside to me. Looked offside to me. That's crazy. Michael Pelly says, "Will they use goal differential as a tiebreaker to determine the top 4 to advance to the next stage?" Yeah, I think that's what they're gonna do. But I think it's just the goal differential in general is going to dictate who the top 4 teams are, if I'm not mistaken. My god, that was way offside, man. I'm still blown away that they didn't go check that out. They didn't go to the VAR to see let the ref go check it out. I mean, my god, he wasn't even close. There were 2 guys offside, quite frankly, but, like, number 26 was definitely offside. I mean, I just can't believe that. Jay Brizzle says, "How's the format this year?" It is 18 versus 18, and the top 4 teams from Liga MX and MLS will be playing in the next round or the quarterfinals, the seeding round, and also to bad giveaway there. It's Liga MX versus MLS the whole tournament. MLS will only play Liga MX teams, MLS teams only play Liga MX teams. There will be no MLS versus MLS or Liga MX versus Liga MX. So, it's going to be that's the difference this year. Will they use goal differential for a tiebreaker for the top 4 to advance? I think like I said, I think it's just the goal differential is who they decide makes it in general. I'm starting to get a little nervous, though. I think that Columbus, might choke here. They got that goal even though it shouldn't have been even though he was offside clearly. They just showed the replay there that he was offside. I still think that they literally just showed a replay of the line showing he was offside, but whatever. I think they just, that anything can happen. Anything could happen. They could have a run now and end up tying this game. Toluca, that is. My god. No one's marking number 10? Okay. You robbed Toluca in the penalties, what someone said, now you're even. The guy was offside. So Puebla's up 2-0 over New York City FC right now. How is Montreal hanging on to Lyon? It's CONCACAF stuff. I mean, you never know what's gonna happen. How did Montreal make it to the CONCACAF Champions League final in 2015? It's CONCACAF magic, baby. It's CONCACAF magic. Why isn't Ali playing? He's injured right now. Was it Sidic? Sidic is coming in? Sidic is coming in for Chambos. I heard the Lyon coach is super incompetent. Well, here's the thing, Montreal is completely incompetent from coach to front office to owner, so they're not much better. They're not much better. Nacho Piatti. That's a throwback. Vamos Sanders says, "How do you have James Rodriguez and are losing to Montreal? They're not as good as we thought they were." Oh my god! Toluca tied up. Botched goalkeeping by Patrick Schulte. 26 has got a brace now. Patrick Schulte shits the bed. Patrick Schulte sucks so bad. 2-2. Absolutely insane. Patrick Schulte is so bad. Terrible goalkeeping. Terrible goalkeeping by Patrick Schulte. Like, what's he doing? What is he doing? Like I said, this is why Patrick Schulte is not with the USMNT because of plays like that. Oh, here we go. Uh-oh. 10 minutes left. It's opening up a little bit. Go either way. 2-2. Less than 9 minutes left plus added time. Does either of these teams have a goal left in them? Either of these teams have a goal left in them. Mr. says Patrick Schulte isn't good. Ernest Aguilar says, I called it. Yes, you did. Let's see if they got another one in them. Wow, 2-2. Oh my God. He's so bad. He is so bad. So bad. How many chances tonight? How many chances tonight has Aliyu missed? Ibrahim Aliyu. How many chances did he miss? He's had like 2 or 3 golden opportunities he's just absolutely whiffed on, and we just saw another one a second ago. He claims he got fouled, but I think he just whiffed. Do they go to penalties if this game's tied? I don't know. Does it go to penalties? Maybe it does. Maybe if it goes to penalties, it will be okay, so it goes to penalties. So if it does go to penalties, I think the winner gets 2 points and the loser gets 1 point. I don't think that was maybe it was a foul on Aliyu, I'm not sure. It was close, I guess. Oh, I guess they're gonna look at it. Let's see if it was a penalty on Aliyu. They need a makeup after what we saw a minute ago with that botched, offsides call. If I'm Toluca, I'm just taking pot shots at Schulte now. He looks shook. Yeah, you never know. Just take a chance. He might let one leak through. Prince says, "Yes, it does. Yes, there are no draws." Yeah, okay. Let's see if was this a penalty, guys? Let's see. He clips the back of his legs. Let's see. Is this a penalty for Liu? Let's see. I can't see from that angle. It looks like he ah, I can't really see from this angle if he clipped him or if he just flopped. It looks like he might have clipped the back side of his left leg. I can't tell though. Okay, let's see. There's not really a good angle to see if he got fouled. If that is a penalty, it's a very soft penalty. I can't tell if number 6 clipped the back of his leg. It looks like maybe he did. I mean, right there is probably the best thing. It looks like his thigh hit the back of Aliyu's, calf. The right thigh of number 6 hit Aliyu's calf. It's close. It's 50-50. That's a 50-50 for me. Maybe that is? I don't know. I guess maybe it's a penalty. I would probably lean in I mean, even the ref's looking at it like, "Damn, this isn't really a good angle to see." I mean, he definitely falls down, obviously, and it looks like he gets hit in the back of the leg, but was that a flop or did number 6 actually knock him down? I mean, it's taken the ref a minute to even figure it out himself. Mister thinks it's a penalty. Cringe thinks it's a penalty. Alright, here we go. Let's see if it's a penalty. Here we go. Penalty. Yep, penalty. Penalty for the Columbus Crew. The Toluca manager is celebrating too. What the hell is he doing? Dude, this Toluca manager looks like he just looks unreal. Like, he looks like a cartoon character. RFJ says if that's a pin, then Tara should have had one last game, or Fafa Pico. Yeah, for sure. The Toluca coach is rattled. Yeah, the he looks wasted. I'm telling you, man, this Toluca his Toluca manager is not real. I gotta get this snippet real quick. I gotta record this shit. It's too damn funny not to record. That was crazy. All right, home cooking. Josu says, "I don't ever wanna hear Miami being favored. Columbus is actually the princess of MLS." By the way, I wanna point this out for you guys. Here's a statistic for you. With these 2 penalties in this one match, the Columbus Crew now have more penalties in this one game than Inter Miami have in the last 2 years. Inter Miami have 1 penalty in the last 2 years. And I cannot believe he saved that. Mm-mm-mm. Oh boy, what a choke job. Absolute choke. Less than 2 minutes left. Oh, no. El Turco Mohamed. I think he was actually a contender to be if I remember correctly, I think he was a contender to be the LAFC manager before they hired Steve Cherundolo. Scrappy second half. I think it's been a pretty good game. I think it's been a pretty good game. It's been entertaining, at least, minus the offside that was clearly offside. It's been pretty good. Jake Am says Toluca come back 2 out of 3 matches. They managed to claw back into their matches. Yeah. Columbus have choked this game away. I mean, regardless of the offside goal that they were given to Luca, I mean, they were able to convert against Schulte. And They were able to tie this game up, and they were able to save a penalty from Diego Rossi, and now they have a chance to win this match. Now they have a chance to win this match. How much added time was it? They haven't added the time. What was the see if I can find it real quick. 8 minutes of added time. Holy 8 minutes is crazy. William Mayer says, "Good evening, we'll go Columbus." I don't know if they have it in them, William. I don't know if they have it in them. They haven't been doing so hot. 8 minutes in Columbus is a long time. Well, we're already a minute in. There's less than 7 minutes left. We'll see if they can pull one back and take the lead towards this where it doesn't have to go to PKs. But if it goes to PKs, we'll definitely get a winner. Oof, we'll see if Columbus can pull one back, or if Toluca can pull one back and end up having an incredible comeback win. Toluca's definitely got the momentum right now. They scored 2 goals in the last, like, 20 or 30 minutes. They blocked the PK by Rossi. Momentum is definitely the pendulum has swung, and it is definitely in Toluca's favor at this moment. Kinda looks like Toluca's just kinda running the clock out. They want to go to penalties. Andre says, "Are you doing any other watch-alongs tonight?" No, I can't do any more tonight. I gotta rest my voice. I did a live stream earlier tonight with, earlier today with Thomas Muller going to Vancouver, and then I've done this watch-along. I gotta take a break because I'm doing a watch-along tomorrow night for the Miami game, so I gotta take a little bit of a break. I gotta rest the voice just a little bit. Oof, too long. Less than 4 minutes left, or excuse me, less than 5 minutes left. Little over 4 minutes and added time. If it ends the way it is now, 2-2, Toluca and Columbus will be facing off in penalties. MX Skill says, "I remember back in the days when MLS was better than Liga MX. When was that?" Michael Pelly says, "Crowd's finally into it now, at least the small crowd." Yeah, I mean, like I said, they didn't really promote this game very well. It was a nice play by Diego Rossi. Oh, nice pass to Rossi. Oh, bad pass by Rossi, blocked, out of bounds, good for a corner. Little less than 4 minutes left, 2-2. Some encouraging, movement in the attack right there, Diego Rossi. Oh, so it's not a corner. Is that a bounds on Rossi? Let's see. Rossi was offside. Okay. No Name says, "Will you watch the New York City FC Puebla's last 45?" I will watch it, but not on stream. I gotta go I gotta do some stuff around the house, and I'm gonna watch it while I'm doing that stuff. As soon as this game is over, whether it's penalties or someone scores here and added time, the stream will be over with. Leon drew, but they didn't go to penalties. Really? Let's see. Are you sure? This is still live. I think they're about to go to penalties. Less than 3 minutes. See if they got one in them. Oh, nice pass to Liu. Bad pass by Darlington Abbey. Oh, Montreal and Puebla is already in penalties. Keep me posted about that. Keep me posted if, you mean Montreal and Lyon. Yeah, keep me posted about that. Who ends up, winning that? God, mom trolled me. Michael Pelly says, "If only the Crew had a new striker to sub in." Oh, wait. He's injured right now, I think. He's got, like, a small knock. I don't think he's gonna play until maybe the last game. It was a good block. Less than 2 minutes. Might be their final chance. The Crew. Ooh, nice pass. Flicked Aliyu. Ooh. He didn't have enough. The hell was that by the Toluca player? That clearance out of bounds was what the hell was that? Less than 1 minute, 30 seconds left until we go to penalties. All right, that's end of regular time. Going to penalties. Toluca versus Columbus Crew. We'll see who wins. Going to penalties. Going to penalties. Yeah, each team will have a point now, and we'll see who comes away with 2 points. Schulte has looked very shaky in this tournament, or at least in this game, I should say, which is technically this tournament. So if they can we will see if they can convert these penalties and end up beating Toluca, which is a shame because they should have had 3 points. They played very well in the beginning of the game. They had the penalty, then they had the goal. I thought they should have won this game. So it's a little bit um, it's a little bit underwhelming, I would say, and it really hurts them, I think. See what happens. Columbus fumbled. They did. The Crew choked this one badly. Should have been 3. Now, to be fair, that one goal that they scored was offside. 26 should have been offside. Should have been offside. I wonder who's gonna take the first penalty for the Columbus Crew. It's probably gonna be Diego Rossi. He's 1 of 2 tonight. 1 of 2 tonight. Can't believe Rossi missed that penalty. I know. They read him like a book. That was a terrible penalty. All right, guys, who's gonna win in penalties? Is it gonna be Columbus? Is it gonna be Toluca? Who's going to win in penalties? We're about to find out. One of these teams come away with 2 points. One of these teams come away with 1 point. Who is going to win the penalty shootout between Toluca versus Columbus? Who do you guys have? I think it's gonna be Toluca. I think Toluca has momentum right now. I think they're gonna seal the deal. I would be shocked at this point if the Crew won it. A lot of you guys are saying Toluca. Pumas fan. I'm going to the Pumas game tomorrow. Hopefully we win. Hope you have fun, my friend. Is Keylor Navas playing tomorrow? Nick Smith says not winning this game is a huge loss. There's a good chance that the formless teams win 3 games. I agree. I think that this was a huge missed opportunity by the Columbus Crew. Huge missed opportunity by the Columbus Crew. We'll see what happens. We will see what happens. But this has been I don't know about you guys, but this has been okay, so Kilo, I'm glad that you get to see him, my friend. That's awesome. You'll have to let me know. You follow me on Twitter too. Just DM me or show me show post some pictures. I'm curious to see what the game looks like. No Name says I'm against MLS because the roster rules, no pro rel, any teams that be able to move to another city, but I'm still support them because they're American teams. I love the United States, even though I'm not from the United States. You are the biggest MLS fan from Switzerland, No Name. I promise you that. I promise you that. And cheers to you with a bottle of wine. Cheers to you for that. RFJ says this was a fun watch long. I appreciate it. I try to make it as fun as possible talking with you guys, watch the games. Like I said, okay, here we go. To Lucas first. Like I said, we're doing a live watch along tomorrow night too for Inter Miami versus Atlas. We're going to try to do a couple of these a week. I'm going to try my hardest to do this as much as I can. I might lose my voice. Plus, I have a pregnant wife. Oh, he smashed it. Vega absolutely smashed it. No chance to save that by Schulte. Absolutely smashed it. All right, let's see who's next. Is it going to be Diego Rossi? Yeah, Vega just smashed that. Now here's the thing: does Diego Rossi go right again for a third time? Does he go left? Is it predictable? Does he go down the middle? See what Diego Rossi can do. It's a big penalty for him. Ernest says he's heading to the LAFC game. Good life. Appreciate it, Ernest. Enjoy the game, my friend. Hopefully you guys win. Let's see. Again? He goes right again? He's already got blocked twice or once already. Why is he going right again? What's he doing? What is Diego Rossi doing going right again? Dude, what the hell is Diego Rossi doing? What is he thinking? Bro, does he only know one direction? Oh my god. Yeah, it's over. Toluca's gonna win. Toluca's gonna win. They're upper 90ing these penalties. There's no chance that Schulte's gonna save them. Diego Rossi's doing these limp right side penalties every time that are predictable and easy to stop. It's over. It's over. And it's not even about where he was going. It's not even, or I mean, that's part of it, but it like had no movement on it. It was like a limp hit. It was very limp. What was he doing? I'm not gonna have a voice, man. If stuff like this happens, I'm gonna lose my damn voice. All right, let's see. Oh, another save. Why are they going low? Why are they going low? This has been one of the craziest choke jobs I've ever seen. I would never have Diego Rossi be my number 1 penalty, taker. No way. No way. Hopefully, this Wessam Abu Ali is a great penalty taker. There's just no way. No way. Oh, that was a good save by Schulte. That was a good save by Schulte. Finally. They miss this one, it's over. He was taking a page out of the Diego Rossi book. Mendez was. It's a good save, though. Abhishek says, "So losing this means the Crew is out given the format of this tournament." I wouldn't say that they're out, but their chances went from, like their chances are, like, probably less than 10% if they lose this game, I'd say. Alright, let's see if the homegrown can convert. Let's see. This is it right here. Oh, nice. Nice. The Panenka. Goalkeeper was talking some shit to him. Great conversion, though. Great conversion. Very cheeky. Very, very cheeky. That was a great penalty. How is the young homegrown doing better than the vet and Diego Rossi? Very disappointing. All right, let's see if Schulte has another save in him. That hair is crazy, by the way. You guys are watching, that hair is crazy. All right, Schulte, can you redeem yourself? Again? Oh, Gallardo, top right. Nothing that Schulte could do there. Nothing he could do there. Nothing. He did what he had to do, though. It's a great penalty. It was impossible to save that one. All right, let's see who Columbus has next. Is it Nagby? Be very surprised if Nagby isn't one of the top 5, penalty takers. Let's see. Nope. Or is Nagby still in the game? Did he get subbed out? I think Nagby's still in the game. All right, let's see. See if he can convert. Yep. Nice. All right, this is the game right here. Right here's the game. Toluca scores here, it's over. Montreal won? Wow. Montreal won. Here's the thing, though. I don't wanna just see ties. I wanna see MLS teams win directly, not just tie these Liga MX teams. I wanna see them win. I wanna see them win games, not win on penalties, win outright. This is the drama I wanted from the best teams in MLS playing against the best team in Liga MX. I'm wearing my FC Dallas shirt right now. I bought it in Portland because I wanted at least one jersey from the United States and was the only one available. Nice. Representing in Switzerland with the FC Dallas shirt. All right, let's see. Oh, that's it. Toluca wins on penalties. Toluca gets 2 points. Columbus gets 1 point. Absolute choke job by Columbus. Absolute choke job by Columbus. They should be ashamed. They should have won this game. Embarrassing finish, in my opinion, but it was entertaining. It was fun. I hope you guys enjoyed watching it with me. Sorry about the internet problems earlier on. Hopefully, there won't be any internet problems tomorrow for our live watch on for Inter Miami. So make sure you are watching that with us as well if you can. I think it'll be another fun game. We'll see what Messi and Miami can do. Also, make sure you subscribe if you haven't already. We hit 8,000, our goal, which is incredible. I'm very thankful for that. Make sure you guys subscribe if you haven't already. Hit the little bell notification so you never miss any of my videos, live stream watch alongs, and just emergency live streams in general. Hope you guys have a great night. Enjoy the rest of the Leagues Cup matches. There's going to be more tomorrow, another live stream tomorrow. You all have a great night. Until next time, guys, I will see you all soon.